Hello there. In this video, we are about to discuss the motion under the central forces. Very most important topic of Newtonian mechanics. This is in order to understand the motions of the phenomena which are happening in the world, like planets are revolving around the sun. They are always revolving around the sun under the central forces. So before knowing about such phenomena of the universe, we need to understand what is the exactly meaning of central forces. So first we are considering what is the exactly meaning of central force, and after that we will come at the motion under the central forces. Okay, so in order to do that, I have taken this example of a fixed point. Okay, as you can see, the meaning of this word central, we are considering the forces here. Okay, and you know very well, if there is a force, then that should be experiencing by a body. This is a general idea. So there is a force which is experiencing by a body, and what is the exactly direction of the force towards what the body want to go. So here I have taken the example of the fixed point and another particle which may be moved towards or away from this point or around this point, whether it is circular or any type of motion. So just consider this point. This is a fixed point in my frame of reference. My frame of reference is always this whiteboard. Okay, this is fixed point P. Okay, let us consider there is a particle which is free to move in any direction. We are considering the motion of this particle in the context of this point P. Okay, so we are considering that if there is a force which is experiencing by this particle is always acting towards this fixed point or is always acting towards away from this fixed point, then that will be categorized in the central forces. Let us solve this point. The central force may be towards the fixed point. I have shown this arrow. That central force may be from away to the fixed point here in that direction. So if these two conditions are followed by a force, then that will be called a central force. In simple meaning, if a force acts in such a way that it always acts towards a fixed point or away to the fixed point, and is always depending upon the distance between the particle and the fixed point, then that is simple known as central force. Toward the center, this is a simple known as central force. The main important thing is here is that what are the characteristics, features of the central force. So on the board you can brightly look on the 5 characteristics, main characteristics of the central forces. What are those? Let us sum up them. So here, first feature, first characteristic that is allowed by the central force is that the general form of the central force is represented by this formula. Central force is always is in the formula like this. Here force F equals C over R raised to power N and RK. Here C is a constant and there is a R which is a distance between the fixed point and the particle which are taking. Okay, so the value of N may be 1, 2, 3 or 4th as depending upon the action of the force. If the value of N is 2, then that will simply leads to F equals C over R square, and this is nothing but inverse square rule, which is followed by the Coulomb's law, Newton's law, and electric field intensity and others formula. So if the value of N is 2, then that will be called an inverse square rule, and the value of N is 3, then that will be called another value. So if a force undergoes this formula, then that will be always a central force. Whatever the value of N, that may be anything. Okay, so this is the one feature. Central force is always in this type of formula. Okay, here R cap is nothing but it is a position vector between the two particles, which is always showing in what direction the force is exerting. Okay, so R cap is just the position vector of the central force. Okay, Next feature of the central force is that particle moving under a central force does have conserved angular momentum. Wow, this is very important point about the central forces. Particle moving under a central force does have conserved angular momentum. We are considering the motion of the planet around the sun. Okay, this may be taken as example of motion under the central forces. Let's say this is a sun and this is a planet like Earth. Okay, and you know very well Earth is revolving around the sun. Okay, so whenever a particle moves under the central force, then its angular momentum is always conserved. You should keep in your mind this fact. We will derive this condition in the earlier videos or also in the later videos. Okay, so just remember this thing in this video right now. Okay, next fact is that aerial velocity of the particle moving under central force remains constant. This is another point. Aerial velocity. What is the exact meaning of aerial velocity? Aerial velocity means that velocity with respect to time is always constant. As the simple meaning of this fact is that, let's say this is the position vector of the particle, which is moving under the central forces. Then this position vector, when this, let's say the particle is at an instant is here, one point, and after some time this particle has gone at this point, then whatever the area swept by this position vector, the velocity of that will be always constant. We will sharply understand this fact in the Kepler's second rule and we will derive that. Okay, so second point is very important also. Aerial velocity of a particle moving under a central force remains constant. This should also be keep in your mind. Okay, next fact is, in case of a central force, motion of the particle is confined to plane. This is another important point. What is the exactly meaning of this, the confined to plane? You know very well, all the planets like Earth, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, all these planets in the solar system are moving around the sun in only one plane. If I considering my hand this like this is a sun, then this is a Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and so on and so forth. So all the planets are moving around the sun only in one plane. Means that if I considering the example of Earth, which is revolving around the sun, then the plane in which the Earth is moving, that will always a confinement plane like this. If this is the Earth, then and it is moving in this way, then it always moving in this confined plane, not in that plane, in that plane, in that plane all. It will always move only in one plane. This is a very important point of the central force, very important feature of the central force. You should keep in your mind. What is that? Let us repeat this. In case of a central force, motion of the particle is confined to a plane. Earth will always move only in one plane. It will not change its plane. Like today Earth is moving in this plane, and after some time, after 2 or 3 years and 2 or 3 billions of years, the Earth will move in that plane. No, never. So it is a confined plane the Earth follows. Next point is, in a motion under central force, the torque acting on a particle is always zero. This is a basic thing. This can be derived by the concept of taking the central force. So one by one, let us prove all these points. Okay. So first, we are proving that the particle moving under central force does have a conserved angular momentum. Let us prove this point first. Okay. So as we know that we are taking the example of Earth, which is revolving around this sun. Okay. So let us say this is the sun, the center of the sun, and this is the Earth. Okay. And Earth is moving around the sun, and you know Earth is moving under a force which is simple known as gravitational force. Okay. And which is nothing but a central force. Okay. So gravitational force is a central force. Now we had to prove that the angular momentum of this particle earth around this sun, which is moving under the central force, is always conserved. Okay, so let's say, as I told you, the central force is always in this form, and this central force is nothing but gravitational force, and the gravitational force follows inverse square rule. So the formula for the central force will be like this. Okay, this Fr is nothing but Fr equals Gm small m, this is capital M, mass of sun, and this is mass of earth, divided by r square. You know very well that gravitational force always follows the inverse square rule. So Fr is that value. This is the central force. Okay, now let us take the do the formula for the torque. Okay, so torque acting on the earth can be determined by this formula, which is nothing but torque equals to vector r cross vector f. What is the vector r? Vector r is the position vector of this particle towards the fixed point. We are considering sun as a fixed point. Okay, in this frame of reference, let us put this value here. Torque is nothing but r cross, what is the value of f? F is nothing but Fr and r cross vector r cap. Okay, and you know very well that r cap can be open as vector r divided by modulus of vector r. Now these two vector r are in the cross product, and the cross product of same physical quantity, same vectors, is always 0. So I am taking this quantity as 0, because r cross r is always 0 by the definition of vector product. So this factor is 0. Okay, now tau is 0. Now we have obtained tau is 0. Now we have to prove angular momentum should be conserved. So let us link this formula with the angular momentum, and angular momentum is nothing but L equals to the cross product of position vector to the mv. Okay, so L equals to this value, and also the rate change of angular momentum is nothing but the tau. Okay, and this value is 0. We have obtained this value as 0. So dl over dt will always be, will also 0. Now let us integrate this formula. If we are integrating this formula, dl over dt equals to integration of 0, then dl over dt will be, L will be constant, because the integration of 0 is constant. Okay, so by taking tau as 0, we have proved that angular momentum is constant. It simple means that whatever the angular momentum of the earth in the later time, in the, let's say 5 billion years ago, that is actually is conserved right now also. Let's say the angular momentum of the earth before right now, let's say 5 billion years ago from now was 5 unit, then that is all, that is right now is also 5 unit. The simple meaning is that. Okay, so angular momentum of the any particle under the central force is always conserved, and this has been proved in this video by taking the example of earth around the sun under the central motion, central forces, which is known as gravitational forces. So first fact has been proved. Now let us look at another fact. Another fact is that okay, this point is already done in this video. Okay, in this part. Now let us prove this factor again. In case of a central force, motion of the particle is confined to a plane. We have to prove that the plane of a particle which is moving under a central force is always confined. It is not changing with respect to the time. We have to prove this fact. Okay, so if if any particle moves under the central force, then that will have angular momentum, may have angular momentum. If I take example of same again earth around the sun, then that may have some angular momentum. Okay, so L equals to R cross P, right? Or L equals vector R cross MB. This is the angular momentum of the earth around the sun, okay, in its motion. Okay, so let's draw the diagram again. This is Poisson vector of the earth and the sun, and the velocity of the earth will always in this direction, tangential to its plane, tangential to its point. Okay, then this fact is saying that vector R cross vector V will give you the direction of vector R. Okay, so by the definition of vector product, the direction of vector R cross vector B will be perpendicular to the plane of R cross B. So what is the plane of R and B? R and B are taking on this plane, on the board. So what is the direction of its L, its angular momentum? That will be in the perpendicular direction of R cross B. So if this is R and this is V, if this is R, this is V, then the direction of its angular momentum will be, can be shown by this marker. If this is R, this is V, then R cross B will be directed towards in this direction. Okay, so the angular momentum is perpendicular to the R cross B. Okay, and in order to remain the angular momentum perpendicular always, this quantity should be same. What is the exactly meaning of this value? We have to prove that the plane is always confined under the central force of a particle. Earth is moving around the sun under central force, which is known as gravitational force, and the Poisson vector R and the velocity of the earth, which are forming the cross product of R cross B, which is giving us as L. Then in order to have L in the perpendicular direction to R cross B should always only in this plane. And you know very well that R cross B will not be changed their direction. If R is here, then V is always here, not in that direction. This is just you can consider by this as simple common sense. Okay, this is R, this is B, they will not change ever. So vector L, which was towards in this position, will always not change. Okay, so this is R, this is B, these are the fixed. So L will always fix. So it will always continue to make this one plane only. So that's why Earth is revolving around the sun only taking one plane, which is confined plane. And why not other planets? Other planets are also moving in such a plane which is always perpendicular to their angular momentum. Okay, so this point is already done. Next point is aerial velocity of the particle moving under central force remains constant. So let's prove this formula also. So we have to prove the aerial velocity of a particle under central force remains constant. Okay, so again we are taking the example of Earth and Sun motion. Okay, so this is Sun and this is Earth, and Earth is moving around the Sun. According to this diagram, let us draw the Poisson vector of Earth. We are considering the Earth at a point P1. And after some time, let's say delta t time, Earth comes at here. This is point P2. And the Poisson vector is also changing. So let's say the change in Poisson vector is R plus, let's say delta R. Okay, let's say this distance, this simple distance is nothing but let's say this is delta s. Okay, this is arc. Now we have to prove that the rate change of this area covered by the Poisson vector or swept by this Poisson vector is constant. Okay, so the area of this part can be calculated as area of triangle. So this may be regarded as a triangle having the two sides, and this is the one side. This can be regarded as a straight line. Okay, if I taking the small intervals. Okay, so let's say this will be height multiplied by the perpendicular multiplied by 2, 1 by 2. So 1 by 2, and this is r multiplied by delta s. Okay, so this is r multiplied by delta s. This gives me the area of this region. Okay, I am dividing by delta t on both sides. Let's say this area is also delta a. Okay, and this is a vector area because we are taking the direction of this area in a particular sense because there is a confined only one plane. So that area will always have some direction. This is vector delta a. Okay, I am dividing equation above by delta t. We will get delta a over delta t equals 1 by 2 vector r multiplied delta s divided by delta t. I have taken that delta t in the denominator of delta s. Okay, now 1 by 2 vector r cross this becomes delta s over delta s. T is nothing but the linear velocity. Okay, because the rate change of displacement with respect to time is simply known as velocity. Okay, now if I multiply and divide by m, then I will get the neutral formula. Okay, now this is 1 over 2m r multiplied by mb, r cross mb, and mb is nothing but linear momentum. Okay, and this is going to equal delta a over delta t, and vector r cross vector p is nothing but angular momentum. Okay, so this is angular momentum 1 by 2m, and this is angular momentum vector L. And in some previous sections we have proved that angular momentum of a particle under central force is always conserved. Okay, so this value is conserved, mass of the particle is constant, so constant multiplied by the conserved value is always a constant. Okay, so from here I'll get delta A over delta T as a constant. Okay, if I take interval, delta T interval is very small. If delta T interval is very small, then these fraction may be reduced as rate change of area with respect to time equals to constant, which is showing that the aerial velocity of a planet like Earth around the Sun under the central forces is always a constant. So up till now we have proved all the main features of central forces. So I think it will be clear to you. In the next video we will look about the motion of the planetary system, in which the Kepler's rule are very important, and this rule is also known as the Kepler's second rule. Okay, so in this video we have derived the second rule, which is known as the Kepler's second law or law of area or aerial velocity rule, it is same. So in the next video we will derive the Kepler's first rule and Kepler's third rule, which are very important to understand to you and which are mostly oftenly appears in the examination. Okay, so I think it is enough for this video. See you again in the next video.